Hello everyone, my name is Richa Mahajan, Assistant Professor from the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Jagannath University, Jaipur. My topic for today is telling a story with pictures. What is photo essay? With photography, you can create a photo essay. The ultimate use of photography is to tell a great story on one that moves people, perhaps simply to smile or to do something significant, such as save planet. Photo stories are the highest calling in still photography. It's fitting that our last lecture is devoted to telling stories with pictures. We have learned how to shoot and select good frames. Now we will find out how to put them together to build a photo essay. Elements of a photo essay. A wide variety of light, situations, lens choice, and above all, storytelling moments are the heart of any good photo story. Whether you are putting together a photo essay, a web gallery, or a vacation slideshow, getting your images in the right sequence the and edited well can elevate your work and grab the attention of your audiences. Of course, putting all these elements together takes time. Great moments happen in front of your camera only so often you have to be patient. The perseverance of the photographer plays a significant role in determining the end results. Photo stories, no matter what their final format, should have a great deal of variety, be well executed, and should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. In the other words, you will be shooting and editing a lot of pictures to pull this off well, but the result will be well worth your time. Alaska's North Slope. A good photo story starts with a wide or an establishing shot of some kind, something that feels like an opening. It should grab the viewer's attention and let them know right away what the story is about. Give your viewers a sense of the place where the drama of your story will unfold. For a story on Alaska's North Slope, and an aerial view establish the settings as rough as rugged. Next is Next come the detail and intermediate shots, caribou crossing, a rot in traffic, a worm's eye view of cotton grass, and some shots of scientists putting leg bands on geese. These images work together to give a sense of place. All these photos prop up the money shot, a polar bear feeding on the carcass of a bowhead whale. A good ending for this photo essay was a shot of rainbow over a caribou antler. Next is Leech Lake, Minnesota. A photo story of a yearly family vacation taken at Leech Lake in Minnesota begins with a couple of scene setting shots, a lyrical shot of the woods and some ducks on the lake. Next, a few people are introduced, a boy in kayak at the last light of the day and a woman on a boat dock. A particular tree by the lake with a tremendous bend makes for an interesting subject is different kind of light and with and without people climbing it or swinging from it. Notice that the photos are presented. A particular tree by the lake with a tremendous bend makes for an interesting subject in different kinds of light and with and without people climbing it or swinging from it. Notice that photos are presented in a sequence that is similar to cars on a train. We started with a few photos of the lake, that's the lake car. Then we switched to the land with a few photos of the tree. The land car, the cars might be linked by a similar quality of life, such as the light of sunset followed by a soft indoor lighting in the evening or firelight. A photo of mayfly on a screen door shows us that we are back outside the next morning, ready to go fishing. The light is now bright and colorful. It's interesting to include portrait in photo essay to add visual variety to the story. In this slide, I have talked about various situations where you can make photo essay. The return of sunset signals that the story is coming to a close. The shot of two girls waving serves as the final picture in the story. A closing picture should give a sense of completion and provide a strong ending to the story. Your family members may be the best subjects for the beginning photo essays because you have almost constant access to them and can take many photos to document lives together. Your lives together. Think too about the richness and variety of situations you can find to shoot and around your hometown. Next, we will talk about photo stories versus photo essay. A photo story has a fairly obvious beginning, middle, and end. It could be shot over the course of a weekend. A photo essay is a collection of images centered on a theme. Its storyline may be less obvious and it may combine fine art with storytelling. Whether it's your family or something else, choose the subject for a photo essay carefully. You want something that's physically close to you so that you can work it repeatedly over the course of months or even years. Choose a subject that you care deeply about because you will be spending a great deal of time with it. The, the point of a photo story on an endangered bird species is to increase awareness of the animals that could be lost if humans continue to take over their habitats. The story begins with a shot of stuffed ivory billed woodpecker, a species thought to have gone extinct in the 1940s. Next comes an establishing shot of the spot of the Cage River in eastern Arkansas, where a sighting of the woodpecker had been reported. An intermediate shot shows biologists out in the cypress swamps looking for the bird. The dappled light gives the viewer a real sense of being in the woods. Next is detail shot include a prothonotary rattler coming out of its hole and a water snake trying to swallow a catfish in the mud. Given that the bird may no longer exist, the essay includes shots of other woodpeckers, as well as photos of the local and woodpecker decoys. The next is the Biodiversity Project. The Biodiversity Project is an extended series of animal portraits meant to highlight the value of these creatures to our world. This is the project which which photographers have shooted for the photography. Some of the species photographed now exist only in zoos, so it's important to document them for posterity. The goal of the project is to pique the interest of the viewer and entice them to learn more about these animals. Not only are the animals photographed inherently beautiful and valuable, but they may hold the keys to important scientific or medical discoveries for humans. All of these photos take into account the elements of good photography we have discussed throughout this course: leading lines, clean backgrounds, the rule of thirds, interesting subjects, and beautiful light. Some of the amphibians' portraits are of the very last representatives of the species, but the good news for many of these animals is that they can be saved. The goal of this photo essay is to make people care enough to visit a local zoo or aquarium and perhaps contribute to a captive breeding program for endangered species or a habitat protection program. So far, this essay includes photos of more than 2000 animals, and it's likely that it will never end. Having said that, make sure your essays include images that won't go stale. The mark of a great essay is its ability to make us want to return to it again and again.